Hello everyone, it is teacher Nancy here and I am showing you how I would teach the lesson Earth, Our Home Pollution. This is for a Mock 2 and it's a level 5. And to keep the content confidential here on YouTube, I will be blurring the slides, so please pull up the PowerPoint in front of you. You'll notice that there might be a slight delay, and that's how it is in the classroom. I talk and then there's about a 1-2 second delay, so get used to that and practice with that. A great place to practice, since you don't have access to the portal, is in Skype, or you could do ManyCam, but practice being in the screen. And keep in mind that in the VIPKID classroom, the sides of the screen are square, so I don't have as much space in the width because of it's square. Now with a level 5, I still need to be using TPR. I need to focus on vocabulary. For Our Home Pollution, I am teaching environment, trash, harm, need, and clean. These 5 words are what I focus on, more so than the target sentences. There are sentences and conversations that you'll have, but the student knows a lot of things. They're a level 5. They've been taking English for 2-3 years, and they're pretty comfortable. The biggest thing is they will misconjugate things, mispronounce things, so you're there to guide them in a positive way, giving positive reinforcement. You correct them and have them repeat. Now, if I'm in a conversation, I am not going to correct 100% of their errors. If I'm having a good conversation and it's something that just kind of slips here and there, if it's consistently happening, I will correct it. However, just be aware in the classroom, you really don't want to play like you have to speak perfect. We do want to make corrections. Don't get me wrong. We want to make corrections. We want them to be pronouncing things correct, saying things correctly. We want them to be conjugating things correctly. But when you're in a conversation, you want them to build confidence. You want them talking. You don't want them to be so worried about what comes out of their mouth that they don't want to talk. So create a conversation. That is your biggest thing. You do need 2 props and a reward system, but keep in mind, I'm not going to read through every one of these slides or words. I'm going to guide you and give you tips on each slide. Slide number 1, intro. Hello, my name is teacher Nancy. Look, Nancy. Nice to meet you. What is your name? Hello, Ava. How old are you, Ava? Ah, great. How was school today? Good. What class did you have today? Oh, don't mind that. What class did you have today? Yes? English? Great. Chinese? Chinese. Ni hao. Are you ready? Okay. Earth, our home. Good. Can you read this? Pollution. Excellent. Do you know what pollution is? No? We will learn today, Ava. Let's begin. Today, when you do a good job, you will get a picture. A secret picture. Let's go. Now, as I'm creating that conversation, notice that we have a good flow, we have a good rapport. That's what I'm building here at the front first. If I've never seen this student before, I need to build rapport. I need them to feel comfortable, confident, excited to learn. We want school to be exciting, not just read this, answer the question. If you hear my husband and daughter in the background, they're always sleeping while I'm teaching. Just FYI, during your mock class, make sure they're sleeping. I'm just kidding. Just make sure that you do have a private area because you don't want them popping in, adding in more stress. The very first warm-up is a poem. So I always underline and go through. I usually have the student read. There's a ton of student output because they can read. It's very easy to get your student output up. I am Earth. Earth, look. Earth. Yes. Can you read? Good. Now I'm underlining their reading. If I see that they incorrectly say we're, they say were, I would just let them finish the sentence and then say we're after circling it. I circle it and then I correct them and then I have them repeat. At the end, I need to ask a question that is more of do they comprehend the concept? So after they read it, it might have taken a minute, but I could say, who was speaking? Who was talking? Earth. How did you know that? How did you know that? Yes. It says, I am Earth. Great job. So you can ask a question. They have a hard time with that. They can tell you exactly what it said and what they read, but they have a hard time with those higher level thinking or things that are a little bit more critical thinking. It's very difficult for them. Remember, Ava's not normally in class. She's right here. Are you going to join us, Ava? Okay. Good luck. Wish me luck, guys.
What to do then?
Now I'm to slide number 4. This is new content. This is the vocabulary. So I'm teaching environment. I need to underline it and I first say it as their teacher. Environment. Good. Environment. Have them repeat. After we've said it one time, can you read? I have them read it. I have them read the sentence. And then I'm going to look at these pictures. What do you see? Yes, it is a city. Which environment is yours? Which one? Now they'll go towards the city. We're going to go over desert, so I'll circle this picture and say, what environment do you see? I could ask them, what lives there? I could ask, what do you think lives here? Now gauge your time. Do not spend 3 minutes on this slide. Maybe I only cover city, and then maybe we look at the environment for desert. But a lot of teachers will spend 4 or 5 minutes on this, and that really digs you a hole. So just be aware. Use those pictures to create conversation, but keep the pace going. Next vocabulary, I underline trash. Trash. Good. Look. Look. Garbage or trash? Trash bin. Trash bin. Can you read this? I have them read this. I have them read the speech bubble for Meg. Remember, they're getting a lot of reading. If they make a mistake, I circle the word. I say it correctly. They just repeat the word. They don't need to repeat the entire sentence. That's too much. Way too much. So just have them repeat the word. I could ask them, there's questions here in the bottom. Where should we throw our trash? I can ask that. A lot of times I like to ask my own questions because they go with the flow of the conversation. I might say, do you have trash bins at school? Yes? Is that where you put your chip bags? Good. What trash do you throw in the trash bin? And they could explain. They could go into detail. Some students talk more than others, so be aware of that. We go into the next one. This is another vocabulary word, and it is a verb. Again, underline, harm. Now, how can I add TPR here? Harm. Harm. What does it mean? I have them read it. Remember, I'm underlining. Good. Show me harm. Ow. Ow. Yes, harm. Look. Ah! Did I harm Dino? Yes. I'm making the concept come to life. So I might have Dino I bring out. I might show it with my panda bear. Harm. Ow. I want my student to do the action as well. I want them to show me harm. They're going to read the context, and it talks about throwing trash. Our trash into the environment will harm the animals. So then I come to the picture. What do you see on that seal? Yes. How did it get there? Yes. What could we do, Ava, to help the seal? Creating a conversation. I'm just showing you how I make a conversation. In the bottom, it says what can harm the environment. So there are always sentences to direct your conversation. Use them. Use them. They're very helpful. Now, I'm Meg. You're Mike. What can harm Earth? Good. They read Mike's part. I'm looking for expression. I'm looking for their rate, their reading fluency. Now your turn. You're Meg. If I have time, we switch roles. They're Meg. I'm Mike. Okay, now we're to the reading context. So this is something that you want to prepare by thinking ahead to what is going to be the comprehension activity. What are they going to be doing after the reading? Are they answering questions? Are they sequencing events? They're doing both of those today. So first of all, I underline the red word. We've already gone over this word, so I'm listening for them to say it. Now I'm going to go over this word one more time. So I underline this one. And I might say it if they struggled before. Environment. Good. Ava, can you read this? And I'm underlining to show where I want them to read. Can you read this? She can't read. Now, after they read, and then I go through the words they mixed up, mispronounced, I can read the questions at the bottom. How do you feel when you see trash on the ground? Yes, it makes me feel bad too. What do you think we can do to help? Yes. We could have our family help. Do you think that you could clean up all of this trash by yourself? No. Why do you think it's important for us to help? Good. So I'm just going with the conversation. Now, I like to pre-teach. I'll put a number 1 here. This is the first thing that happened, or this is the first picture. Now we go to the next one. This name is Lara. Lara. They have a hard time pronouncing the names often. Need. Good. Clean. Good. What does clean mean? Yes, it does. To get the dirt off, to clean something. I'm teaching vocabulary, checking for understanding. Do they understand what clean means? What does it mean to need something? You have to have it? Good. You're ready to read, Ava. Can you read this? Now, I might not have gone over harms because we've already covered it and I'm short on time. She reads through it. I ask the questions at the bottom. Have you ever helped clean up your neighborhood? Yes. Why do you think people throw trash on the ground? It is much easier. It is. Have you thrown trash on the ground? Are you sure? I knew it. You will not anymore. This is number 2. What are they doing here? Yes. Good. Now we get to the third one. Again, they read. I ask the question, what can people do to help? I might want to say they could leave signs in their neighborhood. They could knock on doors. I could give them some examples of how they could help clean up their neighborhood. Again, I'm going to draw number 3, and I'm going to elicit an answer to the question, what do you see, or what is happening in the picture? After they read, I always ask just a check. I want to check and see that they comprehended all that they read. Especially with your lower readers, if I have a really slow reader, I will popcorn read. You read this. Now I will read this. I'll pause them. I'll just bracket what I want them to read. And we'll read 50-50. And then I'm modeling my fluency, I'm modeling my rate, my expression, all of these things with oral reading. So I want to make sure with my lower readers that they see a good example. And in my feedback, just know this for future reference, I always say, please watch the recording and read through the story again, especially the part where they read with me. Okay. Can you read? They read this final one. This is number 4. What are they doing? Yes. Is it clean or dirty? It is clean. How do you know? We don't see trash. Correct. So to prepare for your mock class, you might want to write some extension questions, write some notes to the side of what you'll do to pre-teach sequencing. Can you put the pictures in order? What happened first? Yes? Try one more time. Did they tell Mom first? Good. They saw the trash. After they saw the trash, what did they do, Ava? Yes, they told their mom. If your student just draws the numbers or just circles them, make sure that you're having them retell the story. You want them to retell what happened. So you're just asking guiding questions to retell the story. Very simple, and you have to go with the student. I have my student read the questions. Can you read this? If I want to read it, then I can. Don't mind Ava. She got new toys for Christmas. The student reads a question, what does Jenny see around her neighborhood? I love to flip through the slides. Let's see if they need help. Yes, she did. Can you use a complete sentence? You can ask them to use a complete sentence. I want to hear full sentences. Can you read number 2? How do you think Jenny feels about the trash on the ground? How does she feel? If your student asks, what does it mean to feel? Or maybe she feels sad, have them explain, why do you think she feels sad? Or how do you know she feels sad? Good. Number 3, what does Jenny and her family do to help? Do you think it's enough? Why or why not? If they're reading, they'll read the whole thing. You'll just go back and say, what does Jenny and her family do to help? What did they do? Yes? Good. Do you think it's enough? Is that going to solve the problem? What else could they do? Good. Yes. Excellent job, Ava. Look, you've earned part of your picture. In class, you'll be giving stars, always giving just about 5. I give 5 99.9% of the time. In your mock class, they don't have stars. What do you think it is? No, it does look like a panda bear. You will have to wait and see. Grammar. Oh boy. When we want to talk about a decision we have made about the future, we use going to. Today we are going to use going to. Can you read Meg's bubble? Her speech bubble. If they don't know what a speech bubble is, I could say, could you read this from Meg? Good. I am going to pick up the trash. Can you use I am going to in a sentence? Can you? Good. I am going to go to school. Me too. With you. Here in VIPKID. Yes? Look. I is my subject. Am going to. Am is to be. I am going to. Future. We are going to do it. Not today, not yesterday, tomorrow, or the next day. Future. Clean. Just base verb. The environment. Watch. I am going to clean the environment. Am going to clean. Am to be, going to, future, clean. That is a verb in its base form or infinitive. Let's have you do one. Can you read this? Good. Can you circle to be, going to, base verb? Yes, is going to play. Read this. Circle. Yes. Now, this was very detailed because the teacher directions say to explain subject, to be conjugated, going to future, and then your infinitive. This is my cheat sheet. Keep in mind that I can keep this simple. If I try and explain this and it's like they're just deer in the headlights, I'm going to clear and say, we circle, I'm going to clean. That is your verb. Your verb. Future verb. I can just simplify. Say it's my future verb. I don't need to use the word infinitive. I don't need to go into depth. If they're very confused, simplify it. Simplify it. I just wanted to show you an example of how to explain it. Do you have to explain it this way? No way. Do I explain it all the time like this in my classroom? No way. There's no way. This is a tough grammar concept, teaching the future tense, and especially if I break it down like it says here in the teacher directions, that's very in-depth. So I often simplify. I often go on, if I have an advanced student, we might go into the details, the fine-tuned details, but it is definitely up to your student. Let's practice. Past. Look. And I have a cheat sheet for him somewhere. Here we go. Past ends in ed. Future is going to. Present, base form or infinitive. We don't change the verb. Can you read number 1? Good. Look, Ava. Past, present, or future? Harmed. Yes! Which one? I circled harm. Good. We have our cheat sheet here. This is a tough one. Will not harm. Harm. Will not. Close to present. If it has will not, it is future tense. You know number 4. Good. Yes, it is the future. Excellent job. That was tough. You get some more picture. What do you think it is? Yes. It is Mr. Christmas. In America, we call him Santa Claus. Santa Claus. Let me fix his eyes. Santa Claus. Yes. Great job, Ava. Now, we've moved past the grammar. We're moving on. They can practice filling in the blank. This is very simple. This should take less than a minute. Number 1, can you fill in the blank to make it future tense? Future. Conjugate to be. Good. Can you type it? I have them use the type box. They'll type are. We'll do number 2. They'll type is. They love to type. Add in that chat box. Add in things that really make it advanced. Y can make many different sounds. Here it makes the long E sound. Listen. Happy. Can you read these? Good. EE says the same sound. Can you read these? Yes, they sound the same. Let's practice. What does Mike say? Good. Read this. Yes. They're reading the Y sound, and then I say, as a consonant, it says y, y. Can you read? They read this. For an extension, I could ask, can you think of a word where Y says E? Happy? Crazy? Yes. What about a consonant? Yellow? Yellow? Only if I have time. Fill in the Y. They fill it in. Can you read? So simple. This slide is simple, less than a minute. Now, I've come to the end. I'm slide 21 of 24. This is a review. I'm practicing and checking for their understanding. Can you fill in the blank? Once they fill in the blank, yes, great job. High five. I'm really just cheering them on, checking for understanding. I'm taking notes to the side. If they didn't get a concept, I need to review it here if I have time or put it in the feedback. I would say 90% of the time they get the vocabulary. What can you see in the pictures? Yes. How are they different? Picture 1 has, yes, a lot of garbage or trash. Picture 2, yes, excellent. Where would you like to play? Run, play. Me too, Ava. I would like to play in the clean park. It is clean. More fun. Yes. One last question. Think about the trash you throw away. What can it harm? Yes. You can also ask the questions in the bottom. Can any of the trash you throw away harm the environment? This is where we get into recycling. How could I recycle? Where do you put your plastic, glass? Do I always get into that in that far of depth in my conversations? Not always. But it is nice to have these questions here at the bottom to guide your conversation and to really check for comprehension in what the target is. Now that's the final slide. If you wanted to ask, you could say, what can you do to help make your environment a better place? A lot of times I feel like I've already covered a lot of questions on these end slides. I'll say, yeah, we really covered that. They really solidified that they knew the answer to it. I asked them several times, maybe twice. So maybe I'll think of another question and it will go with recycling. Do you have recycling in your home? Wow. So it could be pre-teaching for a different lesson. Again, I say, well done. You earned your picture. Where is it? Ava totally took my Santa Claus, but I would show them Santa Claus. You earned a picture of Santa Claus. You did a great job, Ava, talking in complete sentences and explaining how you would clean up your neighborhood and environment. I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye. And then we say goodbye. Now, with your level 5, let's review very quick. Create a conversation. Focus on vocabulary. Help correct pronunciation and mispronounced words. Let the student talk. Let them talk. They do the reading. They answer the questions. Ask why, how, things that will elicit further detail. And especially something they have a really hard time with are questions that are critical thinking. Like, who's talking in this poem? That's really hard for them. They can find the answers and read word for word. This is the answer. This is the answer. This is how it goes. So we really need to work towards that critical thinking and higher level thinking. A level 5 student needs to be challenged. I do have props. I use TPR as gestures. And it's a little bit more difficult to practice this without another person. I would suggest practicing it with a family member, someone who speaks English. Just say, make a couple pronunciation errors, don't understand the word harm, just kind of coach them to tell them what not to do. And then you're able to help them. Don't say this in a complete sentence. Try and use just single answers. And that way you can practice this lesson. Jump on Skype, jump on something, jump into the classroom 1 hour early to practice, and you'll be in good hands. Best of luck. I hope it goes well. I know this is the tail end of your preparation, and you have worked really hard to get to this point. So Congrats on making it to this point. If for any reason you do not make it further, let me know. Email me. If you do not have a referring teacher, send me an email. It's right here or in the description below. I would love to help you. If you are already working with a referring teacher, I hope that this video helped you and assisted you in your mock class too. These are resources that I created just to make life a little simpler. I feel like I can reach a lot more people in a video. I can have a lot more people are able to view it. But if you do need that one-on-one specific help, then I do a lot of coaching with applicants and teachers that are going through the process. So if you do need that little extra support, let me know. Okay? Goodbye. And again, Ava's never in class. She just is in these videos. Bye, guys. Happy teaching.